crazy, just not over that. Hello, happy campers. Spike again.
I'm Chris.
Chris again. This is Geeking Out again, for now. Until we decide we're going to change things. This is the NEWSISH episode.
NEWSISH!
This is where Chris gets together, reads me a bunch of things about stuff I just don't care about. And I tell him so. I tell him why he's wrong to be excited and why he should never, ever bring these things up again. Go ahead, Chris. Wow me, son.
I'm going to wow you.
Wow me.
Wow you right up.
Wow me, baby.
Alright, so I'm starting first then?
Go ahead.
Alright, so.
What's the first one?
A lot of things in the news, by the way. I know this will come out before Mother's Day, or after Mother's Day, but happy Mother's Day. But anyway, first of all, Little Richard passed away at 87.
Poor Little Richard.
I mean, you know, Little Richard, he's one of those that if you're not familiar with, which you should have, I mean, he's
Lucille and...
Yeah. I was introduced to him through a kid's song.
That's what it usually
My Meatball, I think it was. Lost My Meatball. And Casper. The movie Casper.
He's actually doing some gospel work, too, by the time he passed. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I think God is Real was one of the ones he wrote. And that's... Anyway. So bye, Little Richard. It was good having you.
Bye, Little
We'll
Richard.
see you. We'll see you in the next life. I know it's... hopefully there you can actually do things without having to worry about producers and stuff. So, anyway, next step.
Alright, so other things in the news that is going on. Of course, there's this thing that people are talking about called Tiger King, which, I don't know why, but apparently they decided to do... So far they have reopened up the zoo. They have announced a movie based on these characters. And of course Nicolas Cage will be playing Tiger King himself.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? You were talking about Tiger King. I'm going to just officially say it. Tiger King is done. It's over with. Thanks, Netflix. Hope you enjoyed the, what was it, a month-long ride?
Oh, good Lord.
It's
still going.
It's time to move on from Tiger King. It's the same reason I don't watch Tiger King, the same reason I don't watch HBO Max, why I'm not excited for it. Oh, actually, I think I mentioned it on one of the prior episodes. I had actually restarted the my Netflix subscription. Got a free month, so went ahead, started it up, got the free month, canceled it, but the free month continues. And I figured I would go with it a month and see whether I would actually go and uncancel it or not and continue to pay for it after the free 30 days. I didn't. I did not. I think I watched the Invader Zim movie. That was alright. The Rocko's Modern Life movie sucked. The Tiger King, I think I got about halfway through episode 3 and just completely gave up on it. What a waste of time that was. I know there are people who are excited in it, but you really got to watch shows like 48 Hours or Deadline NBC or any of these mystery shows and stuff to really get into that. It has to be like a tabloid mystery show. Don't go watching Law and Order SUV or any of the other things, because you might get into it. But it's overblown, it's overrated, it's overexposed now. It's done. Move on. By the time my Netflix subscription was over, I was watching one thing. Old Cheers reruns. And that was not enough to keep Netflix. So
you should, the next time you do that.
And no, I didn't watch Kim's Convenience either. I know you've been singing the praises of that.
Please watch Kim's Convenience, which, by the way, the son on that show will be playing what's the Marvel character?
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I was like watching something and I was like, oh, so he's going to be playing that dude. So, anyway. But anyway, yeah, watch Kim's Convenience if you have Netflix. Awesome show. Funny. I still say you're wrong. But I do agree that Tiger King is played out. I seen all the memes and all that, and I figured, okay, I'm going to check this out. And I made it to episode 3, and I was like, what's all the humor about? Or like, what's all the fuss about this? This is just crap.
Hey, Fad, you done? You done? Okay. It's not like Nailed It season 4. I actually saw it. I saw the first episode of it. The thrill is gone.
Yes.
You're done with Nailed It. So I will keep you done though. So.
Yes. So, but on brighter news, Star Wars news actually. Yes, they have decided to make another Star Wars movie. This time, writer from the last war movie, 1917, will be working on this with director Taika Waititi, which I am so happy for. And I know you probably, I'll remind you, Taika Waititi is the one who did Thor Ragnarok. He's also done a bunch of things, but he knows how to make a movie, sci-fi movie, and have a lot of humor in it. He's also been working, he's directed a few episodes of The Mandalorian, especially the last episode of this season. And he's has one which I have not seen yet called Jojo Rabbit, where he plays an imaginary Hitler. He directed it, wrote it, and he stars as Hitler. Everybody's talking about that movie and says that it's actually really funny. So I am like really excited about this.
I'll reserve judgment until I actually see something, because I was pretty much, I've never been a Star Wars fan. I certainly don't give a rat's patoot about any of the guys from the 3 recent things. Although the Supreme Court of the United States did hand out a judgment that the last 3 Star Wars movies don't count. So that came from the Babylon Bee, so it must be true. But anyway, I gotta admit the Baby Yoda show is a lot better than I thought it would be.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I can't wait for Surly Teen Yoda show and the awkward tween Yoda show.
If you really like The Mandalorian, then make sure you get on Disney Plus. There's a thing called The Gallery where they talk about The Mandalorian, and Jon Favreau interviews pretty much everybody from the show, behind the show, and I didn't know that how many directors, and Dallas Bryce Howard also directed a couple of the episodes of Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she did that. So I was like, hey, Ron Howard's daughter is directing.
Oh, that's Ron Howard.
Yeah, she was in the Jurassic Park movies,
Mm-hmm.
too. So.
Is she the young blonde one?
No,
Young
she's
blonde
the
kid, or
red.
am I thinking?
No, yeah, she's the redhead in
Okay.
the last 2 Jurassic Park movies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't know all that. I didn't know Taika Waititi was directing any of those. But Tiki is just, he is freaking hilarious. If you go and watch interviews with him, oh my goodness. I watched one where he did a commentary on Thor Ragnarok, and I couldn't stop laughing. He's just one of those that is just really hilarious to watch, and he's a good creator. He really is. So
Actually, then they just cast the new Boba Fett for season 2.
oh yeah.
Tamura Morrison
I have no idea who that is.
played Jango Fett in 2002 Star Wars Attack of the Clones, which means you would still have no idea who he is, because he was under the mask of Jango Fett. But so he played Boba Fett's daddy.
Huh.
And he's going to be playing Boba Fett in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
I know Rosario Dawson is going to be playing. Shoot, I cannot remember the character's name, but a very well-known character. She's supposed to be playing in that too. So
I'll figure it out and get it to you. You can go on to the next one.
all right, let's see here. Yes, okay. So a 'live-action Hercules movie is on the way. Now, they haven't really casted nobody. There's been people giving out their dream cast. Now, I'm not a big fan of Josh Gad. If most of you know Josh as the voice of Olaf in the Frozen movies. He also played whatever character's that name is in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. He's been in several films. I'm not a total fan, but he's starting to grow on me. But apparently Disney offered him to play Phil in the live-action Hercules, and he turned it down and told them, no, Danny DeVito is the only one that can play Phil in the live-action Hercules. And I absolutely agree.
Yeah, that's the way it's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
So The Rock is playing Hercules in this.
Well, I was going to say, everybody's putting in their dream team of who they want to play these characters. Who do you think would be great to play Hercules?
I don't give a rat's patoot who plays Hercules. I want to know who's going to be the 5 muses who sing the story.
I don't know.
I mean, those are your narrators.
They'll probably get Beyonce and...
No. Don't
No, yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll get to
don't do Beyonce.
Charles.
No. Bring back En Vogue.
Ooh. Yes, okay.
Bring back En Vogue as your 5 muses.
Okay, there you go.
Or better yet, go out there and grab Queen Latifah and let her put together the other 4. And I guarantee she's going to oh God, Queen Latifah and Janet Jackson and
Wow.
I couldn't even throw who else would belong in there. I would put Paula Abdul in there as the drunk one, and there's always a drunk one. I mean, you got Phil hanging around. Somebody's got to be flirting with him through the whole show. But it's...
She did a good job in Psych.
Yeah. So anyway.
I would... Okay.
But I honestly don't know who... But all I will know is... For Hercules, pick an unknown. Make your star. Okay? Look what happened to Aquaman. Everybody was crapping on Aquaman last year. But Aquaman comes out, and now I can't think of what his name is.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Who is now turning up in all sorts of movies just off the strength of his performance.
Which, by the way, Aquaman, I guess, will be appearing in the next season of Flash. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking about going to Atlantis.
It's not going to be Jason
so
Momoa,
like,
that's for
no.
sure.
But yeah.
Probably be one of the Usos, but anyway. They are Legion. Anyway.
I can think of 2 people for Hercules and Meg. I think Chris Pratt would be great to play Hercules because he already has the look and the voice matches the animated character as well. And as for Meg, the sassiness that she has, I will have to say Anna Kendrick. I love Anna Kendrick. She is weird, but insanely funny. So, yes, those are my choices.
By the way, update on your prior story about Star Wars.
Yes.
Ahsoka Tano
Ahsoka, yeah, okay.
is who?
Yes.
Rosario Dawson's going to be. That's going to be a train wreck for the ages.
What? You don't
Seeing
like her?
Rosario Dawson trying to be Ahsoka Tano.
Ah.
That's going to be hilarious. Although if they do get her little pointy things up in her hair, then that's going to be hilarious. So, this is either going to be really good or it's going to be really ridiculous. Either way, there's going to be no in between. It's either going to be an inspired home run or she's getting hit right in the head with that ball. But anyway, your next one.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, okay. So celebrities during this whole transition that we're going through, celebrities are doing a thing called the All-In Challenge, where if you donate money to like small businesses and local businesses, whatever, however much you spend, they'll do something in return. I think Marvel's doing a thing where, well, no, it's Chris Evans, Captain America, said that he was doing a thing where they will do a live Q&A with whoever and with the whole cast of the Avengers, and you can ask them whatever you want. But the one I love is Chris Pratt, who offered that whoever donates the most will actually get the chance to be eaten by a dinosaur in a Jurassic Park movie.
Now, we
I
talked
love
about this earlier. Okay.
I love that.
Now, the idea is you pay money so you can be eaten.
I would.
I
would.
I want to turn this around for a second. If you paid like $10 million to a charity for the right to be eaten on Jurassic Park, can you name somebody else? Can you nominate somebody extremely annoying to put in the dinosaurs'
He
mouth?
wants to nominate somebody that he hates, basically.
Not necessarily hate, but it would be somebody who probably deserves to be eaten by a dinosaur. Now, who? I want to see if the wife, the beloved wife, who should not be named here, is listening in on us. I wonder who we could pay $10 million to get eaten on Jurassic Park movie. Richard Simmons. That would be one I would nominate. And Richard Simmons would probably go along with it too.
I can see him jazzercising out there, and then the dinosaur goes whoosh.
Oh my gosh, it's a dinosaur! How are you, Mr. Dinosaur? And it would look like he's eating French fries out of a McDonald's box because he'd have the striped shorts on too. Yeah, I can hear teeth grinding in the other room now. Anyway.
I just think that's pretty cool. To get eaten by a dinosaur? Yes. I would so do it. Wouldn't you? I mean, I would. I think that would be great. Okay, so, yeah. With everything that is going on, apparently AMC has decided to make a big choice in their movie chain to where they will no longer show Universal movies. And I tried to read why, but apparently they're upset because they released the movie Trolls and made a lot of money.
Hey, I'm upset too that Trolls World Tour made a bunch of money, because that's just disgusting. You people should have higher standards than that internet.
I think as for parents being stuck at home, they really had no choice. Let's see, pay money for their kids to sit in front of the TV while they go drinking in the kitchen. I mean, I can't blame them for that. I think that's the reason why it made it most of its money. But anyway, Universal is upset with the whole thing, but I don't know how AMC is actually going to manage doing this, because there is a lot of movies coming out. Big movies, too. I mean, you literally have your Jurassic Park, you have your Fast and Furious movie coming out, you got the new Halloween stuff, a new Minions coming out. There's a list full of huge movies that is guaranteed to make money, and AMC is just like, you know, they made a bad choice on this.
Two things, okay? First off, this will last a month tops, because AMC is going to miss out on one big blockbuster Universal manages to get out there. And actually, Universal, now that I think about it, is going to be pushing for theatrical release with online release at the same time. So AMC is going to sit there and drag their feet on it. That's number one. All the other chains are going to sit there and wait and see what actually happens and see who wins that particular match, because if you go back roughly 80 years in history, the federal government has already split up the entire entertainment industry once because of collusion between studios and theaters, mainly because studios were owning theaters and theater chains were owning studios, and your good government, Uncle Sam, said, knock it off, you guys, and split them up. it's a matter of time before this goes to the courts. And point number 2, AMC is Chinese owned. Okay, it's a Chinese company now. China owns a good hunk of AMC. China is not going to sit there and do without their cash withdrawals from their American properties for long. AMC can sit, their CEO can sit there and huff and puff at Universal all day long when his boss in China yanks him out of his seat and puts somebody in who says, yes, we'll work with Universal. That's when this will come.
Especially when they need to make their money back this year.
China is desperate for money right now because they are... all of a sudden, they're kind of a dirty word when it comes to American corporate business and finance. Because, well, Rona. Anyway, so, as you were saying, carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on there, lad.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a bad choice for AMC to do this. And I had an idea. Well, I mean, I know things are starting to open back up soon. But I had an idea for some of the movies, the big movies that was pushed back. They should have just released them on video and charged about $25. That way, that money would go back to the studio and have that help out the theaters. They could split the money up for that.
The studios don't care about the theaters. They do not care about the theaters. Understand something, okay? Universal made, what, $100-some million from the Trolls World Tour in 3 weeks? Okay? Blew the first movie out of the water when it came to performance, okay? Understand something. Under traditional theatrical releases, the money from the box office typically gets split in the studio's favor, but the movie theater still gets a chunk of each ticket sale, okay? With the video-on-demand release, the online release of this, they don't have to share any with the theaters anymore. Universal gets to keep what the theaters would have made from their share of the tickets, okay?
Right.
And so Universal is getting this nice little profit boost, this little cash flow boost just when they desperately needed it. That's going to ring in their ears for a long time to come. So movie theaters are kind of in a rough spot right now.
Yeah.
And sorry, 10th frame, but I'll be there when you reopen. But
yes, I missed it. Oh, did you something for
June 1st, guys?
Did you know what the most biggest movie trending right now?
Helter Skelter.
No.
Debbie Does Dallas 14.
You'll love this one.
What?
It's actually The Princess's Bride. Ever since it came on Disney Plus, new people are discovering it. Old people who's watched it before are watching it again and sharing this. People are loving this.
We gotta sit down and do an episode on cult films sometime. Not on identifying cult films. We need to find out what makes a cult film tick. Because The Princess Bride bombed in the theaters when it first came out. Sandlot bombed at the theaters when it first came. A lot of these movies that people like now that they have seen repeatedly, it's the Casablanca effect. Casablanca, whatever it is. Casablanca effect. They keep seeing it on television over and over and over and over and over because the theater that originally released it made no money in the theaters, so they're just putting it out there as cheap as possible, see if somebody will show it. Well, if you offer it for cheap, they're going to... I have to pay $100 every time I show The Princess Bride. I'm showing The Princess Bride every frickin' day for the... So people start watching and they realize, you know what, this actually isn't... It's not that it's that great, it's that it's become familiar. So you identify with it personally, and suddenly it starts... That's where the cult film grows, okay? It becomes about the experience, and then you realize other people have the same experiences you have, and it starts forming its own little community around the property. So The Princess Bride is perfectly set for this because this is the, let's be honest, this is the one movie Rob Reiner kept his freaking big fat left-wing nose out of when he was producing it. He kept the politics out of it, and it was actually a great movie. And as a result, there are a bunch of people, and let's face it, everybody's emotionally traumatized by the Rona, so anything that shows somebody being heroic, somebody who, even though they may not know what they're doing, but they're plodding along anyway because they're just hanging in there trying to make it work. Of course, the Princess Bride is perfect for a time like this.
It is.
So, hey,
great.
welcome to it. Maybe we should need to do a list of cult films that we would recommend people try out while they're sitting here waiting for this to finish its cycle. Because we have done like TV shows.
I think the biggest one that really was Evil Dead, because like nobody really cared about it until years later, and then everybody's like, "Hey, this is actually funny."
Yeah, Army of Darkness was the one. Truth, I don't know if I've told this story. Have I ever told you about Benji's Drive-In in Glen Burnie, Maryland?
No.
It was Baltimore's drive-in theater, which is also making a comeback. We need to do something on that one of these days, by the way. Drive-in theaters are coming back. Actually sat down, this was in 1993? 4? 93. It was in 1993. Summer of 93. Me, the beloved wife, who should not be named here, and our kid, we just wanted to get out of the house, so we went. I found out there was a drive-in theater in Baltimore. We couldn't afford a babysitter or anything, so we take our little baby kid with us, and we go up there. And for the life of me, I cannot remember right now what the first one was. But it was a double feature. The second one was Army of Darkness, and it started immediately after the first one ended. Okay, so after the first movie goes off, she, who must not be named, had already fallen asleep. The baby was asleep. I figured, well, I'll sit around for a few minutes, see if this is any good. Next thing I know, it's going off, and I'm like, that was a very good movie. So that was how I was introduced to Sam Raimi, was staying up way too late on a weekend night in a Baltimore drive-in. But anyway.
Oh man, I miss drive-ins. Yeah, we got to do a special on drive-ins.
If anybody watching this show has any connections to drive-in theater operators, please let us know. Just send the email to us. Get in touch with the Movie Geek group. Send the email. It was at the beginning of this show. It's at whowhatwhere@gmail.com, I believe. Send me an email. Send something. Let us know. Because if we can get the drive-in, we want to give the drive-in theaters all the rub we can so that they can get out there and bring back this as an art form. Because drive-in theaters are an experience unlike anything else in the entertainment industry. Okay.
I still remember I remember being scared to death at Jurassic Park. I got halfway through Jurassic Park, never actually finished it all the way through at the drive-in because it was Renaissance Man and then Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park scared me, and I was just like, I can't do this. And to this day, those two movies are my favorite all-time films.
So, again, if anybody out there has any connections to drive-in theaters, it doesn't have to just be in Mount Sterling or Montgomery County. Any drive-in theaters in the state of Kentucky, get in touch with me, let me know when we can get together. I will come visit you with the camera we're filming on right now. We'll sit down, we'll do a quick discussion. We will get you out here on the channel and get the news out that what your plans are. When are you going to reopen? What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be showing?
The history of it, everything.
We'll get into this. We'll explain what, because out of all the states and the entire United States, okay, the Midwest, especially Kentucky, where we have, let's face it, dirt cheap.
China is asshole.